Good morning. Today is Tuesday, December 16th. Still struggling to get back on my routine after the weekend. The eating, moving, working routine. I felt like I just needed time to slow down, time to indulge a little bit in some Netflix and some food. In a lot of sleep. Which makes me wonder if there's something that I'm avoiding feeling right now. There was a reading the other day from my book of Awakening from Nepo. It speaks to this. Let's see if I can find it. There's the book. It's the last paragraph of it. Says, "So run if you like, for it will all come with you. Or think and reason as many times as you must, for your heart will outlast the ripples of your thought. Or blame the things of this world if you need to, for the things you blame will eventually disappear. Then you and I will still be left with ourselves and the world and the treasure at our feet." So we can think or run or fight or blame or sleep or eat or indulge the treasure, which, take that to mean what you will. For me, it's the truth of your honest truth of what you feel in your experience. And we find so many ways to cloud or numb or brush over that. At least I do. I've noticed sometimes parts of me. And we can play that game as long as we want. At the end of the day, we cannot avoid our truth. It's always going to sit there. We'll face it one time or another, even if that's on our deathbed. So I've stated this before, but a purpose that I'm driven by, that fuels me, is this idea of feeling honestly and identifying those feelings sincerely, and then bringing those feelings into alignment through my actions in the world, or what is sometimes called devotion. I also think of that as integrity. living in alignment with my truth. I was talking yesterday with my mom about a personal development program that we both went to called Landmark. It's called Landmark Worldwide. It's the name of the company. The course that we both took was the Landmark Forum, which is their capstone course. It's the first course you take when you're there. There are dozens that you can take, and I have taken dozens of them. And my mom was mentioning how life-changing it was for her, how there was so much that she felt was holding her back in life, or that there was so much time she'd wasted, were the words that she used. And that going through that course really showed her that she had another choice. I mean, it did bring our family back together, us being in that course, both of us. Certainly played an important role. And where I saw that that technology, that platform, the Landmark Forum, can have, in some ways, a damaging effect, was this idea that everything we experience, the meaning we make out of it, is our own personal story, our own personal framing. And while that, in many ways, to me feels true, I feel that for me personally, sometimes I would use that as like a club to beat myself with. You know, if I was feeling any sort of emotion that was less than love and light, that was upset or angry or guilty or ashamed, I would revert to that phrase, well, that's just a story. Which in the appropriate state of mind, meaning you already feel safe and okay to let go, that can be a powerful phrase to hear. And sometimes it can occur like, so I'm feeling this way, and it's just a story. That can come off as, well, you're feeling hurt or whatever, and it's wrong that you feel that way. So it's a denial of the reality of your personal reality that has value. It's a suppression. And I think for a few years there, while I was able to make some major shifts in my life, I do think that I was harder on myself in some ways. Because of that. Maybe because of that. At least partly that narrative, that dismissal of my reality. My, not capital R reality, but my body's reality. Not giving that the weight that it deserves, that, again, that inner child that I talk about so much. So I was thinking about our conversation. I was thinking about the way that that framework of looking at things as a story, how we can feel safe in recognizing that, how we can make that shift in a way that doesn't feel like self-flagellation. And this brought me back to the idea of devotion or integrity. Integrity is not only alignment, living in alignment with your word and who you know yourself to be. It's also a felt deep sense of being whole, complete, and perfect. And if you can stand in the context that no matter what you do, you're whole, complete, and perfect, or that you have the power to see yourself in this way at any moment and restore that if you aren't feeling that. That can cultivate, I think, feelings of safety that can allow us to reframe situations that we're currently facing. So there's a lot in Landmark, in my experience, a lot of mentalizing, a lot of self-inquiry and thinking our way through things. Which there's nothing wrong with. And I also want to take the pieces from it that allow me to feel into safety, feel into completeness. So I'm reminding myself now, as I'm getting back into my routine, that even when I'm not in my routine, which is a humongous source of safety and security for me, that I am still whole and complete. You ever find that when you feel like your routine's been knocked off kilter, or you're not making progress in some way that society or you exalts, that you're not whole somehow? That you're doing something wrong? It goes back to my entry the other day. At any given moment, I love this perspective that we're doing the best we can. That actually feels compassionate. That actually feels spacious. That gives me room for a new possibility if I want it.